Recent reports have shown that Alex Caruso may be part of a long-term plan for the Oklahoma City Thunder, as it looks as though they want to extend him and not let him walk in free agency or take that risk where he will go to another team, as he's one of the top candidates in this upcoming free agency class. For other teams, you have teams like the Bucks, even the Celtics could be interested in him. A bunch of contenders that are looking for this one role player piece that they're missing. I know the Oklahoma City Thunder want him to be that guy, kind of like a Derek White is to the Boston Celtics. Very similar in that role is what Alex Caruso will provide for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Whether he starts, comes off the bench, we don't know what he's going to be doing, what his role will be on this team, but I can guarantee you he will be very similar to what Derek White does for the Boston Celtics. So I would bet on it that the Thunder would extend him at some point. The question is, how much would it be worth? And is it really worth extending him for that long, considering his age and what does he bring to the team? We're going to break that all down today here on Thunder Digest. Before we get all that, don't want to take a quick moment and recognize 25% of you guys coming back and watching these videos are subscribed. The other 75% of you guys, what are you doing? All right, if you guys enjoy the content and you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the topic at hand here today, talking about Alex Caruso, the possible extension, the possibility of it, and is it really worth it? And I saw it from an article over on Sports Illustrated on Inside the Thunder, written by Ross Lovelace over there, that we will be breaking down, kind of summarizing why the Thunder would extend him, how it's one of the more sneaky moves of the offseason that everyone's kind of sweeping under the rug right now. It's under the radar. No one's really paying attention to it, and it's a huge move for the Thunder. So going ahead, starting with the article right here by Ross Lovelace. Oklahoma City made two massive moves this summer that will inch the team closer to championship contention. Signing Isaiah Hartenstein with remaining cap space was a given considering the Thunder's lack of front court depth a season ago. But trading for Alex Caruso was an under-the-radar move that nobody saw coming. The Caruso trade will certainly pay off in the short term as it makes Oklahoma City a better team immediately, but the Thunder didn't trade for Caruso to be a rental. He's here to be a long-term fix in Oklahoma City. When analyzing the 2025 free agent class, Caruso is on the list of players that could be choosing a new team next summer. The Thunder, though, will have a chance to prevent that from happening. So right there, boom, as you can see, there's a chance that we will prevent that, and I think it's very possible we will. Now, going into the second piece of the article right here, this season Oklahoma City can offer Caruso an extension to stay with the Thunder long term. It feels like that would be best for both parties, too. With a team full of rising youngsters, Oklahoma City might have found the perfect veteran presence to help lead them through their championship window. Caruso at age 30 is likely looking for a spot to settle down at during the later stages of his career. It'd be smart for the Thunder to extend him during the season so this process doesn't extend into the summer. Then the team's core and grow and compete together for the foreseeable future. So it's looking as though this is like the final move that the Thunder are looking to make here to really have a team set for at least the next 2 to 3 years. When you have Hartenstein, Chet, Dub, Shai, even Dort as well. The recent extensions of Wiggins and Joe. Cason Wallace is he's just going in his second year here. You have guys that we just drafted like Dylan Jones, Nikola Topic, and AJ Mitchell. Those guys, we have a squad set up for the future, and it looks like we want Alex Caruso to be this veteran that not only is this presence and great player off the bench, or if he does start for us, good role player for us, but also someone that can help develop some of our younger guys so we can continually get better each and every single year. One of those guys that is not only going to help us on the court, but also off the court. It's a good fit all around for the Thunder, considering what he brings to the table. Defense, offensive scoring ability by the three-point ball, very well. All right, he shoots the three ball very well, better than what Josh Giddey did. Josh Giddey did have some things that we will miss from him, though, that Alex Caruso doesn't provide on the same level, such as slob and blob passes, sideline out of bound, baseline out of bound passes, which he kind of dominated at. He was the best in the league at, and the playmaking I don't think it's as good as Giddey's. I don't think Caruso has as good of playmaking. However, we have playmakers on the team right now So I think it's, a thing that we can live without for the moment. Chet Holmgren's looking to become more of a playmaker per Sam Presti and Mark Daigneault. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I expect him to be a little bit more of a passer next season, especially when we have the three-point option of Caruso. Hartenstein's a good pick-and-roll option there to have, and everyone's just getting better and more consistent out on the floor. Dub, don't sleep on his playmaking ability. With all the attention and physicality he brings, his athleticism driving in, down in the paint. I wouldn't be so surprised if he works on his, kickouts to the behind the three-point line for some three balls, as we were the best three-point shooting team in the regular season. I expect us to continue that next season. So I think the playmaking will be fine, which we will miss from Giddey for sure. But like I said, we'll be fine without it. We improved on defense and three-point shooting, which is what Giddey really lacked in the playoffs. When you look how we lost that Mavericks series, it looked like we were missing a shooter and defender on the court every single time he was out there starting with us. Just frankly, that's how it looked, and Caruso replaced that well. The Chicago Bulls, what they were missing was a great passer to actually feed Kobe White and Zach LaVine. They got that in Josh Giddey, so it was a win-win. We got to iterate that every single time. It was a win-win for both sides. Now, the final piece of the article here that we will get into before looking at Caruso's stats, so you can actually see what he brings to the team and how much I would really think he's worth. For a little extension. Community is important for most contending teams. Last year's Boston Celtics are a great example. The team's nucleus stayed together for a handful of years, even when they came up short. Adding someone like Derek White and letting him develop chemistry and momentum with the surrounding core ended up working wonders. Oklahoma City could be in the same boat with Caruso. He has multiple all-defensive nods to his name and is coming off a career high in scoring at 10.1 points per game. He has developed an extremely reliable jumper as he drilled 3 three-pointers at 40.8% clip a season ago. Now he's in a position to help an elite team win a title just like he did with the Lakers. I'm glad they brought up the three-point stats and the points per game. I know one of you is always coming back saying, oh, we got rid of Josh Giddey for a guy that hasn't even averaged 7 points in his entire career. We're not worried about the points he's putting up per game. We're worried about the consistency of his shot. Okay? And right here, as you can see, 41% from behind the three-point line right there. Look at his stats from last season right here. 10 points a game, 4 boards, 3.5 assists, a block, and a steal a game. Only, I think, 9 players in the NBA did that last season, and we got 2 of them in Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. Less than 2 turnovers a game, 2.5 fouls a game, 47% shooting from the field, and 41% shooting from behind the three-point line. Yes, it's not high volume shots. He's not taking a ton of shots a game. He's at least converting them. That's what we needed. Someone we could rely on to hit shots in the corner. Someone to spot up there in the corner at the wing on the three-point line. Someone else that can also drive in because Caruso has great athleticism ability. He fits everything we were missing last year in the playoffs, which is the reason we lost to the Mavericks and could have made the finals. I truly think if we had Caruso instead of Giddey, we would have made the finals. And it's not taken away from Giddey's ability at all. He's a great player. When you're looking at Caruso's stats here, when you are looking at them, 40% on corner threes, which is where we had Giddey sitting in the corner because they would always leave him open. Now you can't leave anyone open on the corner. You can't double team anyone because now we have shooters all over the court. We have reliable shooters. And that was what we were missing. They knew we didn't, so they leave Giddey open. He go 1 of 4. That's not dangerous. You can live with 1 of 4 from behind the three-point line, making 1 in every 4 shots. As a team, you can live with that. And the Dallas Mavericks clearly live with that because they made the finals. 89% of his threes are assisted. Once again, like I mentioned, he's not dribbling around. He's waiting for someone to kick it out to him. Boom, put up the 3 ball. That's what we needed from someone. 61% of all his shots are three-pointers. Yes, he's 30 years old. He's getting up there in age. And I know you keep on bringing it up. Giddey was young. Giddey is a young guy. He was a great playmaker. He has the potential to have a triple-double. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't. I truly think he does. With the Thunder, though, with how everyone has developed so far, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, ahead of schedule. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, did we expect him to develop into an MVP type of player? I'm going to be honest, when we originally traded for him, no. We didn't. No one did. If you're telling me in 2018 when you first saw him play, and then 2019 when he first joined the Thunder, you were like, yeah, this guy is going to be a future MVP, All-NBA first team, I would call you a liar. No one thought that. Okay? Everyone has developed ahead of schedule. Chet Holmgren, after that injury, we were all thinking, oh, with this, he might be a, good role player. He'll never be a star now. He looked like one of the best centers in the league last season coming off a horrific injury. All of our bench players are developing well. Lou Dort, one of the best defensive players in the league, has developed very well. Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace, Jay Will, all these guys developing very well. Now you add in Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso, this squad is going to go far. If we didn't get Caruso, I think Caruso might be the missing piece here. He might be. Adding Isaiah Hartenstein helps out a ton. There are other center options that we could have got, like Jonas Valanciunas, like Nick Claxton if we really wanted to go all in for him. All right? Alex Caruso is the missing piece for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we need to realize that. All right, as a fan base, as a community here, we need to realize Caruso will bring a championship to the Thunder because he's doing exactly what Derek White did for the Boston Celtics. He's being a team guy, great role player, doesn't question why he's not getting all this right now. He's not going to question if he moves to the bench as a starter. He's not going to question any of that. He's going to do his job and build a sense of a better community within the team. Okay? This team's going to be even tighter than they were last year with Caruso just because that's what he does. No questions asked. He just does what he's told. If he knows it's going to help the team win, he's going to do it. And that's why I think an extension is worth it. Now, I don't think it should be like a $20 million per year extension by any means. $10 million a year, $10 to $12 million a year extension, I think works out well for 3 to 4 years. Go ahead and do that. In the grand scheme of things, in 3 to 4 years, $12 million a year is going to be cheap. That's why we got Wiggins and Joe to those cheap contracts, because we know in the future that's not going to be worth all that much, and so we got them on a steal. I think Caruso is willing to do that as well if it means a few more rings, a few more, maybe even all defensive nods to his resume as well. All right? He wants to build up that resume, and I'm not saying he's a future Hall of Famer by any means. But with OKC, if he wins a few rings here and wins more awards, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not. Especially if you build up that resume like that. And Oklahoma City gives him that opportunity. And for him to win all those rings, I think he's willing to take that pay cut. I think he is. And I think that's why it's going to work out, because I don't think Giddey would have taken that pay cut. Because Giddey realizes his talent and worth at this young age. Because he can be one of the premier guards in the NBA when put on the right squad. And Oklahoma City was no longer that right squad for him, that right fit, because everyone else was developing way ahead of schedule. All right? Giddey was developing on schedule like everyone anticipated him to, but J-Dub, no one expected him to, develop like that. Chet, no one expected him to come back like that. Shai, no one expected him to take an MVP leap in a season. No one expected this from any of those guys. That's why Giddey got left behind, and we needed to trade him for Caruso. And that's why we need to extend him, because he is the missing piece for a championship squad in Oklahoma City. That's all I got for this video here. Let me know what you guys think for Alex Caruso. If we should extend him and for how much. Or if you guys don't think we should extend him, go ahead and let me know why, because I'd be very surprised to see anyone say we don't need Alex Caruso. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.